So as you guys know, probably about a week ago, he's locked up. About a week ago, I went to PAX West. It used to be PAX Prime for those who don't know. So I went to the first ever annual PAX West. Felt pretty good, especially since I couldn't go to the first ever PAX Prime. PAX West 2016. Quite a few games there. I think what was really cool was seeing a WoW booth. I don't think I've ever... Blizzard usually tries to keep their toes out of it. I mean, sometimes they have games there. I think this is the first time I've ever, besides BlizzCon, obviously, seen a World of Warcraft booth. Now, this isn't like the booth I want to talk about, but I just thought it was really, really cool that they had a booth there. They had Swifty streaming, which is also really cool. And they had like a whole bunch of game stations you could play at, but I think what you could do is mostly just like get on like a fake account or something, like just like a test account essentially that they have logged in. You could play Demon Hunter, kind of test the water, see if you would like the World of Warcraft expansion. I obviously have been playing it. I've been uploading a lot of it because you guys weren't really feeling it. Another booth that I thought was pretty cool. I didn't actually get the time to play, but one of my friends, Wildcat or Tyler, did. And there was this thing that South Park was doing. It was also a public thing that you could do, but the lines, like usual, are very, very long. And I have other stuff that I have to do sometimes, and I can't do it. But I always enjoy kind of sitting there and watching it for a bit. But it was this thing called the Nodulus. I don't know if I'm saying this right. The Nodulus Rifts. I don't know if it's actually technically a rift part. All it was is pretty much, I guess, a virtual reality mask, essentially. Obviously not like an actual virtual reality mask, but it went on your nose and it like pumped in smells of like just, I mean, South Park stuff. So you obviously gonna be like gross shit, right? It's gonna be like South Park stuff. I don't know exactly what they had there, but I think they had like I think 3 or 4 people sitting there. I don't remember if they had VR headsets on as well. I don't think they did, but it was literally just a mask went across your nose, just like a VR headset goes across your face. And it's not for sale that I believe. I'm assuming it just has like smells built into it that kind of just pump out into your nose whenever something happens. Pretty much like a VR mask, I guess, in a way. It looked interesting. I don't know if they ever plan on selling it. I feel like there could be a lot of issues. Like they'd have to probably sell like refills. There would be a limited number of scents that you could actually do. Now, there's 3 main games that I really, really want to talk about. One, which I'm going to save till the very end. A very cool game. Me and one of my friends that were there, we were walking around. We found this, like, it's kind of like a little indie booth, although I don't know if it was technically an indie booth because it was part of the Sony PlayStation booth. But there was 3 games there. They all looked very, very cool. But me and the guy I was with, I believe it was Taylor, we stumbled into this. It was, the shitty part was it was like super far in the corner. Pretty much like in the corner, except with like, if you guys ever been to a PAX, there was Killstrain, Guns Up, and I think the coolest one of the 3, just because it looked pretty unique. I've never seen a game with the graphics like this, called Drawn to Death. Now, these all, I believe, I know at least Killstrain or Guns Up, but I'm pretty sure they all are PS4 or PS3. They're Sony exclusive or PlayStation exclusives. I don't know if they ever plan to eventually branch out of the exclusivity. But Killstrain is a very, very sick looking game. The graphics were beautiful. It was like a kind of cartoony but still kind of realistic, but not like ridiculously realistic type of setup. Like people had like, you know, it's like cartoony, but it wasn't like so cartoony. But pretty much what it does, it's a PvP experience. There's 3 total teams, and I think it's a 2v1. But the thing is, I don't know how the teams work, because pretty much what happens is there's 2 teams of 4 mercenaries that go against 1 team of 2 mutants. So, I mean, it seems kind of unbalanced, but mutants are like super powerful. And as the match goes on, which how it gets its name, called Killstrain, as the match goes on, the mutants can spread the strain or the infection, the disease, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it the strain just because it's obviously in the title. And they can turn the human combatants into mutants, which is interesting because randomly, you know, you have a team of 8, I guess, pretty much against a team of 2, essentially, and all of a sudden it could be a team of 6 versus a team of 4. Now, I don't know how the mutants work technically. I don't know if whenever you overtake, you know, say you overtake 2 mercenaries, if they randomly go on your team. I'm guessing, otherwise it'd be kind of weird for a guy to control 2 mercenaries and 2 mutants, or if like partially AI. Not 100% sure. I sadly didn't have the chance to get my hands on it because I had to be somewhere, and I saw it within like 30 minutes of me having to be to a dinner. So, and the line was fairly long, but obviously you can win the game by either A, getting all the humans turned into mutants, or destroying the human or mutant base, or the strain takes over, which I'm assuming is either all the humans turned or time runs out. Like the the humans can't take care of the strain in time. A very interesting looking game. And for all 3 of these games, I'm actually heavily considering actually getting a PS4, which I don't have a PS4. Considering getting a PS4, just like, I probably won't post videos on these, but I definitely, if I get a PS4, there'll be like a chill, relax, play this type of game like before I go to bed type of shit. Now, the next game I want to talk about is called Guns Up. It's a lot more of a cartoony type of game. It's I don't know if you want to technically call it a side-to-side scroller. I think the closest thing to kind of relate it to, the best way I can explain it is a tower defense MOBA. Literally, it's like a war game. It's almost like a one-laned Heroes of the Storm if the Heroes of the Storm were soldiers. There's gameplay on the screen, obviously, that you guys will see, so I don't know why I'm worrying so much about how to explain this so delicately that I don't mess it up and you guys can understand what it is. But the trailers are playing on the screen as I go through this. But still, very nice looking game, very good looking game. I like the graphics. I think it fits it very well. And like I said, I'm actually heavily considering getting a PS4 for the previous game, this game, and the next game I'm about to talk about. So this next game is called Drawn to Death. Now I'm sure as you guys can probably gather from the title, everything is hand-drawn. It's not just like, oh yeah, it's hand-drawn and digitalized. Like, yeah, I guess in a sense it's digitalized, but like, now the game is based in third person, and it takes like it's inside of a notebook kind of thing. Like, it's literally like you're literally playing on paper. It's almost like when you were younger, you used to draw all the time in your notebook. Like, sometimes you like drew battles and like type of stuff like that, depending on what you drew. Some people did, obviously not everyone did, but that's pretty much what this is. Like, you draw, you quote unquote draw, someone drew. That the idea of this game is that someone is, I guess in a sense, imagining that whatever they drew in their notebook is coming alive and is battling on the page. Once again, this was kind of the time where we wanted to play, but we had to be at a dinner within a certain amount of time, and there's probably about 10 people in front of us wanting to play before us. The graphics, like I said, you can only expect so much from the not like the graphics were bad, but like you're not gonna expect like these crazy high polygon. It's literally drawn characters put onto a 3D model. It sounds like I'm shit talking it, but it's like, if you were to draw a character, then make that character into a 3D model. And assuming you don't suck at drawing, that's a key. Like, if you draw a stick figure, like, no, it's not stick figures, full anatomy people. It's fucking sick looking. I remember seeing 4 people there. I don't know if it goes up any higher than 4 people, but you can pick different characters, different sketch characters or drawn characters. You go onto this book, this notepad, and you battle it out. All the characters are special in their own sense. They all have different guns, they have different passives and different buffs, special attacks. All the characters are like fully unique. I don't know if you can pick the same character as someone else in a game, and like I said, I don't know if it maxes out at 4 people or 8 people. I saw 4 computers there, so I'm guessing that was like a 1v1v1v1 free-for-all. We sat there just kind of like glued to this game. It just looks so interesting. I love the art. The art's so well done. It's a game that's like, I won't even say it's a pretty game to look at, but it's just fucking interesting. It's so appealing to look at. It's not like a pretty to look at like some cinematics or stuff. It's pretty to look at because I've never seen anything done in this style before where it's literally hand drawn. This year is like the year for indie games. I feel like I walked around the indie booth. The indie booth not only looked better than ever, just walking around and seeing all these games that I had like, they obviously bit inspiration from other games, but they did it in their own unique style. I wish my camera didn't suck. Like, pictures are great, but I sadly can only take very, like, if I'm moving at all, the video is terrible. And because the whole entire convention isn't very super well lit, it's like very framey, it's not attractive to look at, I guess is the best way to put it. But this year looks very good for indie games. As far as like big games coming out, I really didn't notice too many. Obviously, there's an ARC booth. They had a pterodactyl this time. As always, the line to ride on either the T-Rex or the pterodactyl are long as fuck. Super sick, though. Whoever makes those, whoever designs those and sculpts those, fantastic job. Beautiful work, beautiful art. Dead by Daylight, they had, I don't know if I talked about it or if there's any pictures of it at E3, but I'm sure it's been at other conventions, maybe. They have the killer walking around, and this dude is actually so fucking tall. The dude is easily probably like 6'7", walks around with like fake bloody arms and like super duper grungy massive sword. That's always cool to see him just kind of, he walked around like the whole convention. It's pretty cool. This PAX was not only the convention was great, especially walking around, seeing the indie booths, but just like in general, this PAX was just a great PAX. I really enjoyed it. I haven't enjoyed a convention this much until probably PAX South. So almost a year now. PAX South was in January. So probably not even close to a year, like 8 months, but whatever. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hope I maybe possibly talked you into buying or at least checking out some of these games. I do not have prices for you guys. Apologies for that. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. There'll be another video out later today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.